We're going to take you live now back to the House of Representatives, where the Labor Party is trying to suspend standing orders to condemn Gladys Liu and force her to make a statement to the House. This is Attorney General Christian Porter responding.
Is that if you are associated in any way with one of the three organisations, or indeed others like them, that somehow you are not a fit and proper member of Parliament. That's the proposition. And the three organisations, that's precisely the proposition that you are putting. And here are the three organisations that are in question: the Guangdong Overseas Exchange Association, the Australian Jianmen General Commercial Association and the United Chinese Commerce Association. The fundamental proposition that they are putting is that a Chinese Australian with a wonderful heritage, who overcame domestic violence, who came to this country and has natural associations with Chinese organisations, by virtue of those associations, is not a fit and proper person to be here. The question is, are you fit and proper people to be here when you run arguments like that? That's the central question. And let me tell you this, Mr Speaker. Let me tell you this. Let me read this, Mr Speaker. This is the House of Representatives Register of Member Interests for the member for McMahon. On 26 April 2015, I travelled to Hong Kong and China for 5 days as a guest of the Australia Guangdong Chamber of Commerce. And the Communist Party of China.
That does not sound like it. Members on both sides.
I engaged in high-level meetings with business and government officers. Does that make the member for McMahon a communist? Should we wheel out Senator McCarthy to ask a few questions of them? I am not now, nor have I ever been a member of the Communist Party between the years 1949 and 1956. I mean, is this what you have honestly reduced yourselves to? It is an absolute disgrace. Now, the member for McMahon might be a socialist, but he's not a communist because he had an association with the Australian Guangdong Chamber of Commerce, nor is any Australian of Chinese heritage a communist or a traitor or something of that nature because they have had an association with the Guangdong Overseas Exchange Association, or because as a Chinese Australian they've turned up to meetings of the General Commercial Association, or because they have an involvement with the United Chinese Commerce Association. And might I add, when you actually sit down and read the transcript, in a calm and reasonable way, the member for Chisholm, something that they're incapable of doing, the member for Chisholm was asked this. With respect to the Australian Jianmen General Commercial Association, the member for Chisholm was asked, "You have been an honorary president." She confirmed that she had been. She said, well, as the honorary president of the organisation, they didn't tell me everything that they do, which is in the nature of these organisations. With respect to, well, was the member from McMahon told everything about the Australian Guangdong Chamber of Commerce?
Members on my left.
Can you cite their constitutional provisions for me? With respect to the President, with respect to the United Chinese Chamber of Commerce...
The Leader of the House will just pause for a second. I'm not going to raise my voice, mainly because I can't. But I am going to remind members, I anticipate a vote is coming, and given their passion, they might want to be here for the vote, but 94A does apply, and I'm ready to start exercising it. The Leader of the House has the call.
Mr Speaker, with respect to the United Chinese Commerce Association, the member for Chisholm was asked, you are also honorary president of the United Chinese Commerce Association. You are. Present tense. You are. She said, I don't think I am. In fact, I'm not any honorary president or chairman of any organisation at this point in time. Totally correct. Totally 100% correct. She was asked then about the Guangdong Overseas Exchange Association, a very similar exchange association to the exchange that the member for McMahon went on. She was asked about that. She said, first, I can't recall, and then she said she hadn't been a member of the council. Clearly a level of confusion which she clarified in her statement. But if out of those three things, some level of confusion about one organisation, which was clarified, and clearly there was confusion in the interview, but was clarified, that is the basis upon which members opposite...
The Leader of the House, the member for Jelly-Brand will leave under 94A. 1 for interjecting and 2 for using unparliamentary language. The Leader of the House has the call.
That is the sole basis upon which members opposite put the assertion that the member for Chisholm is not a fit and proper person to be in place. That is outrageous. That is xenophobic. That is something that you should all be disgraced about. Absolutely disgraceful. The second proposition that they put, which is even more laughable than the first, is that there is some form of comparability or equivalence between Sam Dastyari and the member for Chisholm. So let's examine that proposition for a moment. Sam Dastyari declared Yuhu Group, linked to the Huangjang Mo, the individual, helped settle a private legal matter for him that reportedly cost $40,000. Right? In August 2016, whilst on Labor's front bench, it was revealed that the same Sam Dastyari had the same Huangjang Mo, the Huangjang Mo Top Education Institute, pay a $1,670 private travel bill when he went over his parliamentary travel budget. That private payment to Sam Dastyari occurred in secret, was not disclosed until that disclosure was compelled. Right? That's what happened there. It had to be revealed. It had to be revealed under pressure because it had never been disclosed in accordance. It was revealed under pressure because it had never been disclosed in accordance with the requirements of this parliament.
You defend him.
Well, you defend him. And then,
members on both
after
sides.
that occurred, in June 2016, Sam Dastyari stood next to the same Huangjang Mo at a press conference, again press conference organised in secret. Dastyari and Huangjang Mo both... That's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was. Beamed into China so that Sam Dastyari could parrot Chinese policy in the South China Sea, hoping that no one here would ever find out about it. That's what happened, but we did find out about it. And there they both were standing behind white podiums with the Australian coat of arms on those podiums. Huangjang Mo then promised to give $400,000 to the Labor Party, but threatened to cancel the donation when Senator Conroy made critical remarks about China, prompting Sam Dastyari to intervene and make statements contradicting Labor Party policy. That is what happened. What members opposite are putting before the parliament today is that there is some kind of equivalence or comparability between that and someone who made an error about their memory on the membership of an organisation, and that's it. That is it. That is the level of comparability. And what it indicates is that there is absolutely no depth that they will not sink to smear a member of this government. But this member of this government has a remarkable and proud history. And if a Chinese Australian with Chinese heritage is to be the first to join this parliament, and within the first sitting of this parliament, they have to suffer this type of outrageous slur on their character, a proposition that she is not a fit and proper person to be in this parliament simply because she could not recall and made an error in an interview over a previous association with the Guangdong Overseas Exchange Association, that somehow or other that makes you not a fit and proper person to be in this parliament. There has to be more to it than that. Why on earth would you come in here with that proposition based on that absolutely outrageous and slender piece of evidence? There's nothing there. And as to the statement is absolutely clear. If there's something wrong with the statement, you tell us. But the statement is completely clear, and at the end of the day, you would have someone excluded from this parliament because of their heritage and their association with that heritage to a Chinese organisation. In circumstances where many people here, as is indicated by the member for McMahon's own proper and dutiful disclosure, have had associations with these organisations, indeed travelled under their auspices to China to meet members of the Communist Party. That doesn't make him a communist. Simply because someone has a Chinese heritage doesn't make them a communist. Simply because someone has turned up to a dinner doesn't make them a communist.
The question is that the motion moved by the member for Isaacs be agreed to. I call the member for Mayo for the remaining time allotted to the debate. The member for Mayo.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. As a member of the crossbench, I say this matter is above partisan politics. This goes to the core of our democracy. This goes to trust. This goes to integrity. The integrity of each of us individually, as well as the integrity of us collectively. It goes to confidence, the confidence of the Australian community in us individually and collectively.